There, it's finished.
Huh? What's finished?
The blade. I managed to decode that parchment of yours. It showed me exactly what to do. Now all that's left is to remove your ring finger.
Really?
I'm sorry, but this is how it must be done. The blade is designed to ensure the commitment of whoever wields it.
Bene. Do it quickly.
I was only having fun, Ezio. Though the blade once required a sacrifice, it's been modified. You can keep your finger.
After viewing the comment section on my Hidden Blade finger sacrifice explanation video, I noticed way too many people cocking up this particular part of the lore, this particular detail, and it really annoyed me. Going into making this video, I knew plenty of people would because I went out of my way to explain how it actually was, but in the comment section there are a lot of people making the same misconception that I tried to help them avoid. So I thought I'd highlight this confusion and make a video explaining how it is in the clearest way possible. If you haven't guessed it by now, this particular error that people are making is of course the misconception that Leonardo da Vinci modified the Hidden Blade to not require the finger sacrifice anymore. I will explain who's actually behind this modification, but first I want to highlight how the misconception that Leonardo was the one to do this specific alteration is exactly that. A misconception. Of course, Leonardo did modify Ezio's hidden blades in various ways based on the codexes brought to him, but this was not one of them. Ezio's hidden blade didn't require the finger sacrifice to begin with, at least not in Assassin's Creed 2. If you pay attention to Assassin's Creed Lineage, for example, if you ever felt so inclined to, you'd notice that Giovanni Auditore, the wielder of the blade before Ezio, did not have a missing finger. This is also seen in Assassin's Creed 2. You can clearly see that Giovanni still has all of his digits. I mean, I really don't care to account for his toes, but I'll assume that he has all of his digits. So we know that this particular hidden blade, prior to the events of Assassin's Creed 2, did not require the amputation of the blade hand's ring finger, meaning that we know that Leonardo da Vinci did not modify the hidden blade to not require a finger sacrifice anymore. This alteration had already been achieved. I understand that it can be confusing because Leonardo da Vinci did go out of his way to mention that the blade once required a finger sacrifice, but doesn't anymore, and that could be taken as he's altered it. So why does he mention it if he didn't apply the alteration? It seems a bit out of place, to be fair, but I promise I'll answer that question when we get to it. But for the sake of seamlessness, we need to address who actually altered it. This is quite a simple answer really. Altair Ibn-La'Ahad, the protagonist from Assassin's Creed 1 and something of a messiah of sorts to the Brotherhood later on, after his passing, though his esteem is of little relevance to this video. The codex pages that were of narrative importance in Assassin's Creed 2, the ones Ezio showed Leonardo da Vinci to decode, were in fact pages from the journal written by Altair, documenting his experiences with the Apple of Eden after the death of Al-Mualim. These pages included documentations and designs of improvements to the Brotherhood's methods of assassination, such as the use of poison with the hidden blade, the hidden gun, and of course the modification that allows the user of the blade to keep their ring finger. Because these designs were documented in Altair's codex, we can assume that he was shown them through the Apple of Eden. I also believe it was stated somewhere that Altair made this modification because the assassins became easily recognisable to Templars among other potential enemies by their missing fingers. This modification allowed the assassins to hide more in plain sight. Furthermore, in the Altair memories of Assassin's Creed Revelations, in the later memories you can see that Altair clearly has two hidden blades but isn't missing a finger on his right hand, showing that Altair had managed to get this modification functioning during his lifetime. The codex page Leonardo used for reference when fixing the hidden blade showed how the updated design was put together, likely putting emphasis on the modification somehow, prodding Leonardo's joke with Ezio that in order to wield the blade he'd need to lose his ring finger, which had since been modified out as he later stated. So there you have it, a full explanation for what seems like one of the biggest Assassin's Creed lore misconceptions by fans. I mean, I'm sure there are others, but this one seems to catch a lot of people out, and it's pretty damn irritating. So now you know how it really is. You are welcome.